All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Put That Cigarette Out, a show where we rank and review every single Royal Rumble. We are at Royal Rumble number 3. What is this, 1990? Royal Rumble 1990? It is
We're
time.
up to 1990.
Yep.
It's here.
1990.
Royal Rumble 3. I am your host, Ryan. I'm here with the Yin Yang boy, Mr. Wally Foley,
That's me.
and Born Naughty, Bill Cash.
Oh, I was not prepared to spit more lyrics.
second.
Oh, well, he
Yeah.
spit
I mean, I guess I
hot
should be able
flame,
to off
spit
the top
hot
of my
fire,
head,
spit
but
hot fire.
I'm unprepared.
It is Royal Rumble number 3, 1990. This is now a thing. This is now a thing.
They start the show by listing literally every person that's going to be in this.
Yes. It's like a highlight
So,
reel, as if we didn't
There
buy this.
are
pay-per-view.
no surprises because we're just going to straight up tell you who's in it.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't reached our fullest form yet.
No, but this is when it became like we
But
got
this is-
something here.
But like the fans know what it is. They're excited to see
Yeah.
it. They do the
And
countdown.
they put almost everybody in this one too.
It's very close to like, I still think 92. We haven't seen it yet, but I still think 92 is probably the most perfect Royal Rumble lineup of all time. From what I remember, it's going to be very hard. I was having this conversation with Greg and Mark over on my other podcast, TJF podcast. We were talking about
Sounds like a terrible show.
talking about the
Mm-hmm.
I was plugging the Put That Cigarette Out, and they were saying, and I was saying it's going to be hard to beat Rumble 92. Probably just going to win, right? And they weren't sure, but I still think it's going to be hard to beat Rumble 92 in the rubric.
Well, the problem for us rating 92 is
It's in Albany, so that's
we
one.
are biased towards it because
Yeah.
it's in Albany.
Bobby Heenan, number
I
2.
will say, I don't give a shit about any of this, so my ranking is probably the closest.
Yeah, you're right. It might change things. All right. Anyway, we're not there yet. Royal Rumble number 3. It's a thing now. Think explains the rules, but still not exactly right.
Still, 2 feet don't have to hit the floor.
Right. Still close. It's close, but not quite there.
Yeah.
First entrant will be the guy who was 30th last year. I like this little bit of tagging from last year.
This
Ted
is good
DiBiase
storytelling.
is first, even though he was 30th last year. I love this.
He gets his comeuppance. Yeah.
Smart.
There was a time WWE could tell a story.
It's still a question. It's still a big question mark. You see a lot of weird ass shit in the old days. I mean, Red Roosters in this thing. Come on.
The good Red Roosters in this one.
The good one. Ted DiBiase comes out. Our commentary team is maybe the weirdest one we'll have.
I honestly didn't recognize him.
Tony Schiavone, as like a 21-year-old,
Yeah.
is the head commentator of this thing. He was in WWF in 1990. Do you remember that?
No, when he came out, I was like, he looks familiar, but I don't know who this guy is. And then I was like, it sounds like Tony Schiavone, but it can't be him.
Tony
And then he said his name.
Schiavone.
I'm like, oh, wow, it is him.
It's Tony
Yeah.
Schiavone with Jesse the Body Ventura, and they would become a team later in WCW. When they both went back, they became a team in WCW later. But I thought this was real weird. And the two shot of them is even weirder because you see Tony Schiavone, 20-year-old, and then you see Jesse the Body Ventura just wearing a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt.
But
This
yeah,
guy
not the
dressed in
full on boa
feathers
and all that.
Yeah, boas and all this stuff, and always looking good. And he's just there to Mickey. He looks like a dad on vacation. Like, oh, let's go to New Hampshire. He's wearing a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt.
Hey, I went to vacation in New Hampshire a lot as a kid.
I'm not putting down New Hampshire. I'm just saying it's Jesse the Body, mind and soul. He couldn't find anything else to wear. The hell? Is this in Orlando? I can't remember. I don't. Maybe it's in Florida. Maybe that's why he's wearing it. I don't know. It's weird. Ted DiBiase's out first. Coco Beware comes out next. I don't remember this about Coco.
Yeah,
Beware.
in Orlando. It was in Orlando.
Okay, so that's why. Still not fancy enough. Coco Beware. Do you remember this about Coco Beware? A fact about him: he had an extremely hard head, and that was part of his offense. Do not remember that.
I don't remember it.
Remember,
I'm not surprised by
remember
that, but
he had a decent drop kick. I remember him being short. I remember him tagging with Owen Hart. I do not remember him having a hard head.
I remember having a parrot.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
right.
that's
Frankie
the only
the
thing I
parrot.
knew about Kobe Beware.
Although in my memory, that parrot was jet black.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Really, Bill?
No, that's
What?
a deep that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut that no one will ever know about. So he had a hard
Nor
head.
should they.
Nor should they. He goes after Ted DiBiase, but he gets tossed real quick. Nice showing, but he's out of there.
Minute and a half, yeah.
In and out.
Yeah, he goes for it. He just like misses, right? Or
That's later. Marty Jannetty comes in number 3. He's looking good. Ladies love him.
of course.
Does a couple
The
moves.
rocker.
Does a drop kick. Getting cheered. Goes for a crossbody. Ted DiBiase just moves and he flies over the top rope, crashing down to the floor, and he's out.
He eliminates himself. The Zack Sabre Jr. just move out of the way.
The Ted DiBiase just move out of the way move, and he's out of there. And that might be the best bump of the night, or best elimination of the night right there. It's going to be hard to beat that. I have it starred as best elimination of the night. Jake the Snake Roberts. This guy's been all 3 of these fucking Rumbles.
And boy,
This
is he
guy
hot every time.
Is the most. I mean, Hogan is over, but Hogan wasn't in the first Rumble. So if you're just calculating most over and like biggest bang for your buck, this guy has made a big name for himself in 3 Rumbles.
I knew that he's popular, but he might be the most over dude in wrestling at this point.
He was so over all 3 shows.
And they put him so far in, like far forward in the lineup. They're like
he's too early,
like 7th,
but he gets that early pop for the crowd, really get him into it.
Yeah.
And every time he does the point up and we're gonna do the DDT, the crowd goes berserker every time.
Almost every time he didn't hit it too.
Yeah.
So it was the fact that we got Jake, Savage, Piper, and then 2 picks later we get Bret Hart and Dusty, and then Andre. I mean, it felt like this was very front loaded.
Yeah.
They
there are some names later, but they do get
it wasn't as bad as
quick.
the second one. Of like, oh my God, these are the guys?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, once we get to like 14, 15, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, we're going.
No, there's some
long
decent
run
ones
here.
that you probably don't know, but there's some decent ones here.
No, like I recognize everybody
right
in this Rumble now after watching the first 2.
Right.
For some of the earlier guys. But I recognize everybody else in the Rumble, and I'm like, oh Jesus, it's gonna take a while before we get to anybody who's actually good again.
Weirdo of the night's gonna be tough in this one.
No, it's easy. It's very easy.
Okay. Or it's easy.
We'll talk about it.
Jake the Snake. He does it. He does his stuff. Number 5 is Macho King in the coolest macho gear I've ever seen. Why is this not an action figure? Holy crap. This floral Macho King pattern, whatever he's got going on, he looks great.
Yeah.
He's got a cool ass headband. He looks awesome in this match, and you never see this gear anywhere.
No, you don't.
Macho King. I always forget Macho King comes after Mega Powers, right?
I would like a Slim Jim right now, as it turns out.
He's still on the Slim Jim boxes. If you go like in Walmart, he's still on them. So
they have one now called the Savage or something like that, and it's like
the biggest one.
It's like a quarter thick or something like that. It's disgusting.
Not sure what is that is in reference to, but okay. Big old dick on there, Randy Savage. The bad guys trap somebody in the ropes. Piper comes out.
Andre.
He ain't in yet.
He's not
in
yet.
No.
They trap somebody in the ropes. But Piper comes out. It must have been Jake. Saves Jake the Snake.
Yeah,
there's
babyface
awesome
Piper. I forget about the babyface runs.
Babyface Piper. There's a really good moment where they're both fighting and they have their backs, like it's like an old school barroom brawl where they have their backs to each other and they're fighting off the bad guys, and then they turn to punch each other and then hold on.
And they don't.
Double pause. Great.
The only problem was they were setting that up for like 2 minutes and you saw it was coming. And you're like, all right, come on, just do it. Just do your stupid little thing.
Well, they did it.
And then what takes it over the top for me is when they pull their punches, they don't punch each other, turn back to face their enemies, and double simultaneous eye pokes.
Yeah.
That's
that
what
was
took it
good.
over the
That's
top
good.
for me. I did note here the crowd is finally doing the countdown. It took 3 of
Yeah.
them, but they're finally doing the 3, 4, the 5. I can't count. 5, 4,
Slowly
3, 2,
figuring it
1.
out. Yeah.
Can't count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 7.
Numbers are hard.
Numbers are tough. Math. Not good at it. Warlord comes out at 7. I was
Warlord.
waiting for this. They didn't even talk about his elimination last time of 1 second.
Nope, a whole
Didn't even
different
talk
person. He's
Is it a
face
different
paint
guy?
now. It's the same guy, but like a whole new gimmick. New face paint.
I thought
He's
he
now
had
on a team.
I thought he
He
had
did.
face paint last time.
He did, but it was different.
Oh, okay.
He's a different version of the same terrible character.
Okay.
But he's in a tag team now.
Is Warlord 3 for 3? I can't remember.
I believe so.
He might be
I'm
3
gonna
for
check
3.
one, but I think he's
So they
3
don't
for
talk about that, about him being out fast. This time he's not out fast. He's in there for a little bit.
a little bit. He's
Last-
huge, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Last time
8 minutes.
that's not bad considering
Oh
he's
no,
in
my
for 1
keyboard enter
second.
button stuck. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Last time in the Royal Rumble, Jesse the Body had a big argument with whoever he was with. Was it Vince or Gorilla? I can't remember. I think it was Gorilla. Had a big
Gorilla.
argument with Gorilla about managers being at ringside. They couldn't be there
Yeah.
at ringside, but Virgil was okay because he was a bodyguard, not a manager.
Yeah,
But
so
this time, Jesse says managers are allowed to stay at ringside for the duration of their competitors' time in the
Yeah.
Rumble.
yeah, as long as you have at least one competitor in the
Right.
Rumble.
So, okay. Number
Warlord not in number 1.
Okay, he wasn't in the first one. Number 8 entrant, Bret Hart. I enjoyed him
That's okay.
teaming with his cousin, Roddy Piper, or whatever he is. He's related to the Harts, right? Piper is somehow.
I feel like it's via marriage, but somehow they're connected. Maybe
Somehow.
it's just because they're Canadian, so they're definitely related.
Yeah, every Canadian is related. Anyway, Bret
Well, I
Hart
thought
and
Piper was
Piper.
Scottish.
Sorry, Wally. He's
Bret Hart,
Canadian.
not Scottish.
Bret is Canadian. So is Roddy Piper.
Or Roddy Piper's not Scottish? No.
No, he's not Scottish.
He's
Sorry.
probably of Scottish descent.
Sure, the
Yeah,
Scots
that-
moved to
that
Canada.
Actually,
He could actually play the bagpipes, like for real. So maybe.
From
Maybe.
Saskatoon, though.
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that is actually something I did not know.
He could actually play the bagpipes. Yeah.
No, I legitimately
Oh.
thought
You mean he
Piper
thought he was from Scotland?
Scotland.
No. Listen to his voice. He has
I
no
haven't
accent
listened
whatsoever.
No, he's
No
got
idea what he sounds
he's
like.
got a Midwest Canadian accent.
Yeah, right. Sounds like Barry Melrose.
He said a few times in his life.
Doesn't sound like Drew McIntyre. Anyway, Bret Hart. He's in there. He teams with his buddy Piper. They beat up on Warlord. Bad news. Also Canadian comes out.
American.
Bad news. He takes on Jake. Jake tries to do a DDT, but Macho knocks Jake out.
Yep.
And then Macho Man keeps saving Ted DiBiase because they're buddies, because they're bad guys.
Yep.
Dusty Rhodes comes out at number 10.
Dusty.
Thank God for Dusty. He tosses out the Macho King. Massive elimination. And
I feel like almost immediately too. As soon,
Yeah,
like,
it's
basically
quick.
As soon as he comes out,
it makes sense because Dusty was WCW World Heavyweight Champ not that long ago before this. Like, we think of him as polka dot weirdo who's dancing and beating up Big Boss Man and wearing a weird hat and like cooking pizza and cleaning toilets. But he was the champ not that long before he did this. So is it really that crazy to think that a former champ would throw out Macho King?
And this is what Dusty, but he was a house of fire coming in, doing his
Right, of course.
rolling hands and elbows and stuff.
I enjoyed Andre the Giant, number 11 coming in
Yep.
listed as Heenan family member, Andre the Giant,
yep.
which was fun. Bobby's out there. Andre tosses Warlord. Then when he does that, the manager for Warlord gets in a fight with Bobby Heenan outside, and they start yelling at each other and pushing each other. And Jesse says, "Every manager for himself." But then nothing happens. It's Mr.
Of course
Fuji, I
not.
think, right? Mr.
I believe
Fuji's
so,
his
yeah.
manager.
Yes, he is.
I wanted to see that. Get in the ring, Bobby. Come on.
He could take a bump.
Number 12, nominee for Weirdo of the Night or guaranteed winner, the Red Rooster, full-on weirdo version.
I'm open to having my mind changed, but he seems like the winner to me.
He seems like the winner
No,
to me.
Because he's
that
got
seems accurate.
the rooster
He literally
hat this
has-
time.
He officially has the
the
Rooster
doppler.
mohawk.
And he does. He even does a little bit of the
Yeah.
rooster walk, the cock and walk.
The
Cock
neck
of the walk.
going back and forth kind of thing.
He's the cock of the walk. Bad News gets knocked out. Piper gets knocked out off camera. So
Yep.
again,
I had to
Because of
rewind and
that.
still couldn't see it.
oh
News
right,
pulled
no,
him
I'm
out.
sorry, that's later. Bad News and Piper knock each other out and then fight to the back.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
Right. Yes.
You're thinking
Um,
about
I'm
Brett.
thinking about something else.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
Bad
that
News.
sets a tone for pulling him out of
Piper
the ring,
out.
though.
Right,
I didn't
Which-
think it came
which
until
Ho-
later.
Hogan did in the second one.
No.
He pulled
Oh, yeah.
Boss Man out.
He pulled the rope.
First, he pulled him
pulled the
out,
rope
and then
down.
they said that doesn't count, and then he pulled the rope down. He did it twice.
That'll come back.
It'll come back. Number 13, Acts of Demolition.
Which he looks kind of silly always,
Yeah.
but at the time, Demolition was still huge.
Oh, big guys.
Yeah.
Wearing tiny, tiny outfits. Big guys wearing tiny outfits.
Wearing their leathers.
Uh, they didn't play music in the second one for entrance, did they?
I don't think so.
So we're still not at full Royal Rumble capacity because
We're not.
normally they would play people's entrance music when they came
And
out.
as soon as you hear that hit, you know, yeah.
And they're not doing that here. People are just running
yet.
out. Andre gets tied up in the ropes again. I think this
Always.
is this 3 for 3? I'm not sure. He gets beat down. Haku comes out.
Haku is so weird to me because I feel like
Yeah.
between just in WWE, Haku had so many like versions where sometimes
Sure.
he was like an evil guy, sometimes he's a colorful Samoan, whatever. And then in WCW, I feel like he's just mostly the same as Ming.
He is me.
Mhm.
I know, but I feel like he's largely just the same character the whole time.
Yeah, crazy guy who wins a lot of matches with his
I
thumb
don't know. Like I feel like he's
thumb
very
attack.
good, but then also like
or throat choke, I think it was.
he's always an afterthought.
I thought it's funny. Like Haku is built up as this shooter, like badass who has kicked the shit out of people who have confronted wrestlers before.
Right.
And, like you don't want to mess with this dude. And he is not big. He's in there with these behemoths. And this guy is considered like Ming was considered a scary big dude in WCW, right? And he's in here as the Islanders version of Haku.
I mean, he's still a big dude, but yeah,
He's still
compared to
big.
the
But compared to the people he's next to, he does not look big. It's
Yeah.
like the Billy Gunn syndrome of like Billy Gunn standing next to all these other guys. He looks the same. But then Billy Gunn standing next to everybody in AEW is a towering force over everyone's head.
Right.
It's super weird. Smash comes in. We finally have a tag team in there at the same time.
They can
Akeem-
work together.
Akeem the African Dream still around,
Yep.
which
Yep.
I thought was weird because Akeem the African Dream was made to make fun of Dusty Rhodes, who is in this match. So Akeem the African Dream comes in and wrestles against Dusty the American Dream. Together, a parody. Has this ever happened? A parody of a guy and a guy in the same match? I don't know. Probably. It's wrestling. I'm sure it has.
Goldberg. Later.
Yeah, were Gilbert and Goldberg in the same match ever together?
Didn't they fight each other? No, they didn't.
There's no
they
way.
didn't.
There's no way, right? There's got to
No,
be an
no.
example of this, but yeah, that would be like Gilbert and Goldberg being in the same match and like actually doing moves to each other.
Except that Gilbert and Goldberg are two entirely different human beings. Whereas Dusty's a big dude and Akeem is even bigger.
Sure. All right. Demolition together knock out Andre the Giant. Big
Yeah,
moment.
this is just
for-
straight up a tag team
Big.
working together, get the big
big
guy out.
moment. This is where Bret Hart gets eliminated and they don't film it. We don't see it at all.
He's
So
just on the outside.
if you don't pay attention to Andre staggering around, that's when Bret Hart gets eliminated.
Yeah. Andre's not moving too well in these
No.
rumbles.
No, he's not.
All right, so we don't see Brett get eliminated unless you really looked.
Rewind
Jimmy
a couple
Snuka,
times.
he comes out.
It's always hard for me because I used to get very excited about Jimmy Snuka,
Really?
and
I never
I
was
cannot
into him.
anymore. As a
Oh,
kid, I
sure.
loved Jimmy Snuka.
Really?
I could see why. Yeah.
I can see why you
But-
would, but I
But
don't
then
remember
now,
feeling that way about
so now
him.
he comes out, and like that part of my brain, like, oh, here he comes, and it pops, and I go, nope,
Nope.
do not
can't
cheer
do
for
it.
this.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I can only cheer for Tamina.
That's right.
Mm.
Hall of
Hakeem,
Famer.
Jesus.
Hakeem the African Dream gets eliminated. Dino Bravo comes in. He's
Big.
almost
He's always big.
at the weirdo status at this point. Like he's almost on his way out, right?
Oh yeah.
The
He's not there, but
Canadian
he's getting there.
19 entrant. Maybe weird of the night. The Canadian Earthquake.
This is the first I realized he was the Canadian Earthquake.
This is a recent thing that I realized because they WWE put out an action figure of this. They have like a Royal Rumble collection every year, and they put this out as one of the action figures. I'm like, what is this? So now to actually get to see it was bizarre. But it's
Wait,
just
did you say Dino Bravo came out already? Did I
yeah,
miss
he
that?
came out. Then Canadian Earthquake came out. So is Canadian Earthquake more of a weirdo than
Yeah.
Red Rooster?
No.
Wow.
Did you know that Earthquake was a legit sumo wrestler before he was
Yes.
a wrestler?
Yep, I knew
And that
that.
he like was good at it, but he basically had to stop because he had tattoos and that was very taboo in
Mhm.
Japan. But he was like a legit good sumo wrestler.
Wasn't Earthquake also Golga?
I feel like that's very true.
Yeah.
I don't remember now, but I feel like it's very true.
I believe it was Golga as well. From the oddities.
Let me click on John Tenta and see. Yeah, he
I'm
sure
pretty
was
sure.
Golga.
Yeah. Yep.
He was also the shark. Don't forget that.
Fantastic. Who could forget? Who could forget the shark? Anyway, Canadian Earthquake comes out. He throws out Dusty. What?
Yeah.
They put a lot of
Yeah, that
stock into Earthquake. They put a
Look,
lot
yeah.
of stock into him to
Yeah.
get beat by Hogan. That's what it was. It was like, let's
Build
get
him
every
up.
weird big guy, build him up, and then have Hogan beat him, and then we'll fire him.
Yep.
And then Hogan did the same thing in WCW. Okay, cool. I will now beat the Shark, who was Earthquake, and that'll make me look like a tough guy.
Put a stormtrooper helmet on Typhoon and send him at me.
Oh boy. Axe also gets eliminated. Anvil comes out. Nice to see Anvil out there.
He gave a very weird promo before the match started.
I'm sure he always does. He always does weird
Like,
stuff.
it was part of the act, but also I think part actually happening, that he would like say something weird, and Bret Hart would have to be like, "Hey, brother, calm down."
Stop using so much cocaine. Don't use cocaine before a match, brother. Anvil. He also looks very small. He looks small
Yeah.
compared to everybody else, and he's
He
a
is not.
giant
He looks
man.
Yeah, because everybody in the match right now is huge.
Earthquake gets stuck in the corner. 4 guys can't eliminate him. So 5 guys try. Then all 6 other guys eventually do eliminate Earthquake. So it took 6 men to eliminate. That's good storytelling. Getting a guy over as like a behemoth. 6 guys had to toss him out.
He was
I
in for
enjoyed it.
2.5 minutes, but he definitely made an impact while he was in there.
He eliminated a
took
bunch of
out-
dudes.
He took only Dusty and Axe, but yeah.
But still, those are 2 big eliminations.
He
Yeah,
also did a
exactly.
thing where he jumps 8 inches in the air, but they make it seem like he's legit shaking the ring.
Yes. Yep. Double atomic drop on Teddy DiBiase. He's still out there.
Yeah, he's been in there for like a
Since
half
number
hour at
1.
this point.
This is the first time we get this, which they use that a lot. Guy in first lasts a long time. Ultimate Warrior comes out. It's 1990, so it's time for the Ultimate Warrior to be a thing. He
Yep.
comes
Yep.
out.
He starts clearing house when he comes in.
He
There you go.
no-sells all kinds of stuff and tosses out Dino Bravo, among others. The model, Rick Martel, he's finally here. He's 3 for 3 in Royal Rumbles. because he was in Strike Force and they were in the first two, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the model Rick Martel comes out,
But he's a bad guy now.
but now he's bad. But we're not. It's similar to the Red Rooster. We're not quite there yet. We've got the skeleton of what it's going to be, but not the full form yet. Tito Santana comes out next. They were former tag partners. They must have just broken up. So they fight each other.
So they go right at it.
They go at it, which is a staple of Royal Rumbles, and I enjoyed it. Honky Tonk Man feels like he's past his prime, but we know he's going to show up a lot more.
Was he ever in his prime?
Yeah, maybe.
Is
He's the greatest
is he an actual cousin?
He's cousins with Jerry the King Lawler.
Shoot cousin, right?
Shoot, I believe. Pretty
so.
sure. I mean, he looks like fucking Jerry the King Lawler.
That's true.
Anyway.
Yep, that's true.
Honky comes in. Ted DiBiase's been there forever. A scrum of dudes, just like a rugby scrum, push Anvil Neidhart out, and he's gone. Warrior gets the big spot of knocking out Ted DiBiase finally. And then number
45 minutes almost.
Number 25 is HH. Hogan comes in, number 25. He is the current champion.
The crowd seems into it.
You think? They're a little bit into Hogan here. He takes out baby faces again, including Snuka.
I didn't realize this
Haku.
in my childhood, but not just in this match, in general, he is a terrible babyface all the time.
Yeah.
He's always cheating.
He
poking eyes and raking backs.
So many eyes and backs.
He rakes a lot of backs. Warrior knocks out Tito Santana. Why is Hogan even in this match? He's the champ. We still haven't figured out. We talked about the
main
rules.
event now.
The rules haven't quite made sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the storytelling of the match sort of is there, but not all the way. Like, the champion shouldn't be in the match unless he can lose the title or something. Doesn't make sense for the champ. Like, if somebody has to win this to get a title shot, that was a key component of this match.
But I don't believe this is for a title shot, is it?
But it wasn't. This is for nothing. You just win the Royal Rumble. Still doesn't even say for money.
Right.
Which is surprising to me. Number 26, Shawn Michaels comes in.
Yep.
Hogan tosses.
Have a good long run.
Does not last very long.
Hogan tosses.
Was he the shortest of the night?
Yep, he was.
Wow. I didn't know that he did that, but he did that.
Hogan tosses Honky. Warrior tosses everybody else, including Shawn Michaels. It's a standoff between Hogan and Warrior now. The 1990 feud that everybody loves.
This was 3 action figures against each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I remember him telling me, my friend Bill, that you both, well, Ryan, I don't know if I knows him. Legit. Climb up. Yeah. Legit cried when Hogan lost to Ultimate Warrior in
at WrestleMania 6.
5-year-old Bill cried.
I get it. You get invested in these guys. They can't get each other down. Hogan and Warrior doing the whole, I'll push you, but you don't fall down. I'll tackle you, but you don't fall down. We'll bump some guts and we won't fall down. We'll on the ropes and we will just miss each other a bunch of times. But then they double clothesline each other. Yeah, they do a little crisscross.
This is a good spot.
They double clothesline each other and then they're double downed for a while. And then Barbarian comes out. Let down Barbarian is every time he shows up.
Bring this match up.
Barbarian at 28 or 27. What the fuck? Then this is the weirdest thing in the world. Did you find this weird? Because Barbarian comes out, there's no countdown clock, and then fucking Rick Rude just shows up.
He's just there.
He just slides in. There's Rick Rude. He's in the match.
Let's get it going. Barbarian needs help.
Yeah.
I think Jesse tries to say, yeah, well, the clock was there. He just came down early.
What the hell was this? He just shows right up. Rick Rude's there. What the hell? Warrior saves Hogan because he's a babyface. And he does what a babyface should do. But then Warrior's in trouble, and Hogan just eliminates Warrior.
Yep.
He doesn't save him. He eliminates.
Yep.
So Warrior's out.
With a couple of bad guys, with the help of 2 bad guys.
And then Jesse the Body says this quote, which is the quote of the night. That don't make no sense.
Nailed it.
You're right. That's
Yep.
WWE's tagline. When the company goes out of business someday in 400 years, it'll be
That didn't make
WWE.
no sense.
Here lies WWE. That don't make no sense. Jesus Christ. Big Herc. What a letdown. Big Herc in at 29.
Yep.
So now it's Herc, Rude, Barbarian, and Hogan. Who the hell's winning this match? I wonder.
Herc.
Who could possibly win this match? These four left. Number 30 is Mr. Perfect.
Which
I
is sad
enjoy
moment when Mr. Perfect comes out, though.
I enjoy
Because
Mr.
he's number
Perfect.
30. And that means that our guy Ron Bass is not showing up tonight.
No Ron Bass. Oh, come on, Ron.
Ron Garvin had a match earlier tonight.
Yes, he did. Ron Garvin had a match, a singles match earlier in the night. Against who? Do you remember?
I'm looking at it right now.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Until the Royal Rumble was the longest match of the night.
Can you ever believe in your life watching that singles match?
It was gimmicked. It was a submission match.
Can you ever possibly see yourself watching that match and you're unbelievably bad?
As a 6-year-old, I would have gladly sat through it to get to the rest of it.
Sure. Just
And
think about that.
Waited for
Ron
Valentine
Garvin
to start throwing them elbows around.
versus fucking, oh my God, Greg the Hammer. No offense to Greg the Hammer, but my goodness. That's no Greg the Hammer, Roddy Piper, dog collar match here. It's Ron Garvin submission match. Oh my God.
I
So
have
bad.
to assume someone won it via armbar. I have to assume.
Armbar. Sleeper hold. Anyway. I was fast forwarding through this to get to that, and I'm like, no, there's no way that's a real match. There's no way they put that on TV in 1990. They needed Ron Garvin in a singles match. Oh my God. I get a Royal Rumble. You got to stick some weirdos in there. I get that. Mr. Perfect comes in. They spoiled this entrant before the match. Herc throws out Barbarian. Rude gets out there. He tries to help. He does eliminate Herc. So he's out. It's 2-on-1 now. Rude and Perfect against Hogan. But they're tiny men compared to Hogan. So, of course, Rude hits Perfect by mistake. Then the rope gets pulled down and Rude falls out. So it's Perfect by himself against Hogan. Perfect puts a Perfect Plex. Nails it.
Yeah.
Nails a real nice Perfect Plex on Hogan.
No sell. No sell.
Full no
Hulk
sell.
Hulk up. No sell. Fuck that.
Right
Not
back
putting this
up.
shit over.
Hogan tosses Perfect out with ease, and this thing is done. And the way he tosses him out, he throws him over the fucking ring post, not the rope.
Yeah.
He throws him head over heels, ass over tea kettle, over the fucking ring post.
And then grabs the kid's giant sign to celebrate in the ring.
Oh my God. So he's the champion, and he wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then we get 16 minutes of Big Terry posing in the middle of the ring.
Yep. But this is
like
what puts it on the map. This is WWE officially saying this is a big deal, everyone. This is a thing.
Big deal. Hulk Hogan has now won the Royal Rumble, so this is a big deal. They then say Skydome WrestleMania 6 is coming as it's going off the air. So Warrior loses this match to Hogan. Storytelling, it makes no sense. He loses to Hogan, and then that sets up the Hogan Warrior match. Even though it's like it is an interesting spot, but it's not Warrior. It's not Warrior tossing out Hogan to get to that match. It's Hogan tossing out Warrior.
Yeah, helping the bad guys toss out Warrior.
It's very bizarre. All right, that was Royal Rumble 3. It is time for the rubric. Now, currently, I believe Royal Rumble 1 is ahead of Royal Rumble 2 slightly.
It is.
That is correct.
Somehow it outranked.
Yeah.
All right, so Royal Rumble number 3. We've got the categories for the rubric. It is scored 1 through 5.
Yep.
What is the overall quality of entrance in this Royal Rumble? For reference, the last time Rumble 1 was 2, a score of 2 for me. Royal Rumble 2 was a score of 3, and I can't remember if that was.
That was correct.
We have to come to. That's the rule. We have to come to a consensus.
Yeah, that was a consensus.
Okay, so that was a consensus. All right, overall quality of entrance.
This is minimum 4. I would say 5, perhaps. I mean, like, other than former champion Jim Duggan and the Boss Man.
Big John Studd.
The Genius was not in it. But they pulled out all the stops. They put everybody in this, I feel like.
I would say 4 because we still have Bad News. We still have Red Rooster. We still have some weird. We still have Akeem the African Dream. I feel like it's got to be a 4, not a 5. Not a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Put a 4. Solid 4.
I was gonna say 3, but okay. If you guys want to go 4, that's okay.
All right, then we'll say 4 because I think in that case then what's in question is depth of roster because I don't think there was any other big names that they held out of this.
Sure, but I feel like there's other Rumbles that are going to have like a perfect score on this.
I don't think there are. I think there's always going to be those weirdos.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We'll find out.
We will see. Surprises. Both the last 2 had basically nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like there's no surprise
and
here.
We set the mark as 3 is no surprise, 1 is bad, 5 is good. So where do you think this falls? I think it's again a no surprise Rumble.
No, I mean they literally announced all the
right
before the thing
it's
started.
Literally the median 3.
What made it 2s for the first ones? I'm trying to remember.
We had 2 for the first ones.
The last 2 we both had surprises of 2.
Okay, well we could do that again if you want to keep it consistent. We could keep it at a 2 because this had nothing different than the other 2 as far as surprises.
The other 2
let's keep it at a 2. If they were 2s, let's keep it at a 2. Okay, winner. Hacksaw got a higher score, I believe, than Big John.
That's correct.
So Hogan, of course, has a high number. I would think.
Yeah, he'd have to. But I feel like I hate HH. I can't do it. You know,
I don't want to give a racist a high score.
I think 5 is the answer.
Exactly.
And Hogan is a terrible human, but I think, especially at this time, he was the biggest star you could have win it.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't really make sense to have him as well.
Yeah, you don't get any surprise, but he's got to be a 5, right?
It makes absolutely no sense to have the champion in the match and then have the champion win the match.
1990 Hogan's not a 5. Never will it be a 5.
Right. It has to be a 5 because it's Hogan in 90. So he has to get a 5, right?
Yep.
All right. Crowd reaction. We had a high score in Royal Rumble number 1, a lower score in 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was 4 than 3.
So where do we think? I think it may be back to a 4.
I think so. I was leaning 3, but a 4 would be fine. They were into it, but
they counted.
They
counted. They were into Jake.
Oh, they did count this time, right?
They didn't count before. They were into Jake. Of course, very into Hogan, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really. They still didn't obviously nail down the count. But I don't know, that first Rumbles crowd was just so hot for like every little thing.
Sure.
This was a hot crowd. They deserved the 4.
Okay, so they're gonna 3.
To me, it was a 3.
All right,
I think 3 is right.
That's okay. I will go with that. All right, crowd reaction 3. Length of match. I thought this was fine. Not bad. I didn't get too bored. I got a lot more bored last time when they had that list. They trotted out a bunch of weirdos at the end. They still kind of did that, but not as badly.
And they didn't draw it out a ton either. It was only Mr. Perfect was eliminated less than 4 minutes after he came in.
Right. Those guys came in, but they weren't in there forever. So I don't know. Length of 4? I don't know. Is that too high?
I talked into a 4. I went with 3.
3 to 4.
Felt good.
Bill, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So 3.5.
Whoa.
Let me see.
We-
Match
We're introducing
22.
halves.
It was 58, almost 59 minutes. I'll say 4. I feel like that's if
All
you're
right.
under an hour.
Yeah.
I'll say 4.
Tiebreaker of
For-
4.
Well, yep.
For 30 entrants for 2 minutes each, right? Still 2 minutes, or was it 1.5 this
I
time?
think it was still 2.
So,
I
yeah.
think it was still
Okay,
2.
Yeah.
I believe it was
That's
still
fine.
2. All right. Final rubric is the
Stakes.
stakes of the match. Again,
There were none.
there
None.
weren't any. There was
So
a
one.
0 or a 1
you-
the last 2
We
times,
did
right?
we
I
went
don't-
1 and 2 the last 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Okay. I don't
So
know.
1.
A
I
1?
think we said 2 just
Because-
because it was like now this means something.
No, it was that, but didn't they also offer a cash prize for the winner,
Oh, did they?
Like-
Okay.
a $5,000 or something like that?
I thought 1.
Rumble 2.
I thought you counted 1 higher because it was considered the first ever, so that was a higher stake.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But
A
it wasn't
stake at the
framed. It
time.
wasn't framed that way. So it's
it
either a
actually
1 or
one?
it's either a 1 or a 2.
I think it's a 2.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it's a 1. It's a
All
1.
right, a 1. All right.
That works.
So where does that leave us?
That leaves us with, if I'm doing math correctly,
Don't ask me to
An
do it.
18,
a 19.
18, 19.
19, which puts it where?
Definitely the
Number
winner.
Whoa! All right.
Thus
one
far.
so far.
Thus far.
Thus far, Royal Rumble 19 is in first.
Round number 3.
Yeah, right.
Got a
Not
19.
19. It got a 19. What am I
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
It's Royal
About,
Rumble number 3, not 19. We'll get there someday.
3 3/4 stars if you want to go on the average amount of stars per. You know what I mean?
Is that a Meltzer thing? Or is that just your
Like if you just count up the number of categories, they got 19 total divided by the 6 categories.
Oh, I see.
19 out of 30.
7 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4. But no. Yeah. So yeah, 6.
19 out of 30.
30. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a hard C?
Out there.
Hard C. Hard C. All right. That's Royal Rumble 3. We didn't talk about this on the last show, but the next review is going to be what, Wally?
It is going to be. It's leaving HBO Max this Friday, so make sure you watch it before then.
Oh,
It's
boy.
going to be Mad Max Fury Road.
Mad Max Fury Road, which is the newest
got
Mad
the
Max,
The
right?
newest one.
That is correct. It's got Nathan Jones in it. That's my
We-
guy.
Didn't we? That's my guy.
He was
you're, the only,
Boagrius in Troy.
you're the only person to ever say that's my guy when referring to Nathan Jones.
I don't even remember how I came across him
Oh my god.
as like an option.
Oh my god. That's my guy.
How did I come across
Didn't
him?
we watch this movie together? Can't remember now.
No. I saw this in theaters, I'm pretty
I
sure.
did watch it, but I don't know. I'm trying to
I thought-
remember when I did.
This was a pre-show Monday night.
This is a Monday night movie.
That was a pre-show Monday night movie that we had watched with.
That might be true because I don't know that I
Ghost.
would have watched it on my own.
I don't think because it was a 3-hour movie though.
I think we watched it on DVD.
I definitely have
something, didn't
seen
we?
it, but
There's-
I'm trying to remember when.
I don't think I
absolute-
watched it with you guys then.
There's absolutely
think I
no
watched it.
way. Maybe
'Cause-
not.
Yeah, because I definitely saw it in theaters. Because Mike was hyping it up so much.
I definitely saw it, and I remember arguing with the ghost about how overrated
How
it
good
was.
it was. Yes.
Not that it's a bad movie,
as-
just that it's not a good movie.
It's not as great as he says it is.
It's also
Ooh.
not great in any regard. It's fine.
Ouch. Ouch. I believe we watched this on a Monday.
I do like Tom Hardy, but I don't even remember him in this.
I mean, he's the guy.
He's the
He's
main
the
guy.
main guy,
literal-
right?
Yeah.
Nope. Didn't know it was him.
He is
or
the
didn't
guy.
care to realize it. I don't know.
I could have sworn we watched this on a Monday, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be very wrong. I don't have a good memory, but
I think you might be
definitely
right, though, just
remember.
because I don't think I would have just watched this on my own.
No, there's no way. That's not your style. Okay. Well, that's it. Put that cigarette out. Episode 3. We have ranked it. It's all set. We are good. Done with this one. Moving on to what is it? Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
And
Watch it
more
before Friday.
and
Watch it
more
before
fun
Friday.
next week. It's on
Yes.
HBO Max, right?
Can't wait for a Wise review. Then they drove weird cars through the desert.
And then they kept
And then
driving.
They
then they
went to
turned
the next
around
scene,
and
and they
came-
also
and
drove weird cars in the desert.
Then they came back after a while. They came back.
And they still did it.
There's
All
some
right.
And that was-
guys that
was
look weirder than the other weird guys.
it.
Jesus Christ. All right. Peace out. See ya.
See ya.